everyone, welcome back to the Human Reviews channel, and today we're listening to Popular Monster by Fallen in Reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, I asked my Discord to give me a bad album to listen to, because I had been listening to, I've been giving out too many positive scores. I'm giving out too many 8s, I'm giving out too many 9s. I want to give out a score that is under a 5. I was originally going to be listening to Angelic to the Core today, but then I realized, wait, hold on, there's a new Falling in Reverse album. I'm going to listen to that instead. And here we are. Popular Monster. How long has this album been teased for? How long has he been putting singles out for this album? He has been teasing this album since January, and we are only just now getting it. That's not normal for an artist to tease an album for this long. That is insane. Oh my god. Here we go. Yeah, this album, 11 tracks, 37 minutes. Oh my god, I'm not excited, but I also am kind of excited because I feel like this is gonna be kind of fun. Now, we're going to be doing things a little differently today. I'm going to be taking notes while I'm listening, so that's going to result in me maybe not having the most interesting in-the-moment reactions, but it should hopefully lead to more interesting after-the-fact thoughts. You might hear my keyboard click-clacking a little bit as I do it. But yeah, that's how we do things now. We're professional. This album's a solid 0. That does seem to be the general consensus. ARTV gave it a 0. Brad Taste gave it a 0. I expect to give this thing at most a 0. I don't like Ronnie Radke, funnily enough. I think that he's kind of a disgusting person. I think that his music sucks. I think that the way he responds to criticism is honestly disgusting. The way he has attacked Fantano and Brad Taste and ARTV and basically anyone who criticizes him, it is childish, and it sets such a terrible example that it's kind of funny to know that he's like in his 30s and that he does stuff like that. Is he in his how old is he? Is he in his 30s or is he in his 40s? He's 40. He is exactly 40 years old. And this is how he acts. Anyway, enough stalling. Let's get into it. Track 1, Prequel.
Me. I'm in the sky in the pilot seat trying to stop my...
Okay, already this sounds like a Tom McDonald song. Production-wise, this sounds exactly like a Tom McDonald song. Oh my god, we're off to a terrible start.
You could say I escaped my fate. I'm a cynical, egotistical, unpredictable.
Sounds like an epic rap battles of history song.
You don't want to see the diabolical side of me that never stops with volatile songs. See the angels die.
Did you hear that false? Oh my god. That was Prequel. That was about the worst opener I could possibly ask for this album. Firstly, the song starts off sounding like a Tom McDonald song, with the vocal production, with the beat, with even his rapping style. It sounds exactly like a Tom McDonald song. And then you get into like this awful lyrical, spiritual miracle type rhyme scheme with terrible puns in there, and an awful beat with the plucky strings and the over-the-top drums. The choir vocals sound like absolute ass as well once you get into the chorus. You get into this one bit towards the end where he's talking about standing up to this generation. He's talking about fighting against Gen Z with the worst singing ever. The metalcore sounding ass production is awful. And once you get into the end here, it's just all fuzzed out to hell. This is about the worst opener I could possibly ask for, and I'm not surprised. I'm feeling a high 0 on this song. The production is wasting the little potential that's left. Yeah, we are off to a bad start. Next track we have Popular Monster, the title track. This is the biggest song on the album, and I don't know if I've heard it. Oh, by that I mean I have it on my queue. Whoopsies, hold on, I need to clear my queue. This is a much better song, by the way. There we go.
Yeah. Everybody tries to tell me that I'm going through a phase. Battle with depression, but the question still remains. Is this post-traumatic stressing or am I suppressing rage? I'm a liar, I'm a cheater, I'm a non-believer. Not a popular monster. Single fucking day, I get closer to the grave. I am motherfucker.
Really? Doom metal breakdown? We get a doom metal breakdown.
Popular monster.
Average DA games song. That is a throwback right there. I've not listened to like DA games in, well, since I was a child. Yeah, that song was worse than the first one, where the like Darth Jalapeno said there, where the first song was overproduced. This song had the complete opposite effect, where it was just the flattest production imaginable. You had more Tom MacDonald influence as well at the beginning there, just the most disgusting trap instrumental being forced into the track, and then you get into the chorus where it's this trap pop punk metalcore crossover. It makes my skin crawl, to be perfectly honest. And you get to the pretentious verses where he's talking about escaping his oppression because he's a popular monster, and it's like you are an abuser. You aren't oppressed, you are just an abuser. And then you get like the doom metal breakdown, and then after that you go to this like Imagine Dragons sounding halftime section. That song was even worse than the first one. That one's a low 0. This album is off to the worst start I can possibly imagine. This is honestly disgusting. We got All My Life with Jelly Roll. I think I might have heard this one. Is this the cowboy one?
Yeah, I've been high and low, I've been sober, I've been fighting.
It is.
Got a stroke of bad luck everywhere I look. Every time I go right, everything goes wrong. All my life I've fucked up and I can't deny. Told you once I've had my share of drama, baby. Please cut me some slack.
Sounds so fuzzed out.
I'm doing my best to get it together.
Yeah, this song, it's just as bad as the previous two. I've actually heard this one before, but I forgot just how bad it was. Yeah, the song starts off, you got this terrible country singing that Radke's trying to do. Sounds like ass. The drums at the beginning just sound so flat, and they're blatantly programmed. And then you got this like nursery rhyme sounding ass melody in the pre-chorus as well, before it goes into the most terrible metal chorus we've had up to this point. And then on top of that, you got this terrible Jelly Roll feature where his vocal production literally makes it sound like it's an AI voice. It sounds exactly like an AI voiceover. And then you get to a bit towards the end where he's like trying to belt, and he's trying to really like sing as hard as he can, and he can't belt to save his life. Like, it was so bad. It was like laughably bad. And then you get to the end where everything literally just topples on top of itself, and it just feels like the song falling apart and crumbling under the weak foundation that's trying to carry all of the weight of this overly produced piece of trash. I am feeling another 0 on this song. You hate it when people use that fake forced southern accent? Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. Next up we have the, well, it's not the title track. I keep thinking the album's called Ronald, but it's not. Next up we have Ronald. The Russian neo-Nazi dude. More Tom MacDonald. I completely agree. Oh my god, this album is so unbearable. So this song starts off with like the worst instrumental, metal instrumental I have ever heard. Essentially, it was so bad. It just starts on 11, and it's like the worst way to start the song off ever, because it just like There's no build-up, it just goes. And it just sounds awful from the start. And then it's followed by the most terrible breakdown imaginable. Like, I was shocked at how bad it was. The screaming as well in that part is unbearable. Ronnie Radke cannot do good metal screams to save his life. And then you move into, I think, the Tech 9 feature, where he has the worst triplet flow ever, and then he goes into, like, this Tom McDonald thing, doing, like, the awful, like, staccato stuff as well. It was sickening. It was sickening. You get to the end with the blatant programmed kicks, the explosion sounds, and more terrible screaming from, what was the guy's name? Alex Terrible. This is bad. This is a bad album. This is, like, contender for worst of the year. That one's my least favorite song so far. That's a flat 0. That is a flat 0. That was unbearable. Up next we have Voices in My Head.
The voices in my head keep on telling me to pray, cause I'm spinning like a carousel. So voices in my head keep telling me I'm not okay. It's feeling like a hurricane in my brain. The voices in my head keep on, I'm losing my mind, but I don't wanna talk about it. Voices in my head keep getting.
He did an Imagine Dragons chorus, but somehow took it a step up from how bad Imagine Dragons are. He made it more overblown, more overproduced, and more hollow sounding once you actually look deeper into it. That was... Moving on. Do you know how I can tell that this chorus is overproduced? Because I'm looking over at my OBS and I can see the Spotify audio. And normally when you have a dynamic song, the Spotify audio thing is constantly moving. It's staying at the exact same level throughout the entire chorus. It's staying at the exact same audio level. It's just jittering a tiny bit. Normally it's going up and down a lot. That's how bricked out this chorus is. There's no dynamics. It's just bricked out wall of noise fuzz. Even my OBS is telling me that this song is bricked out of proportion.
My head keep on telling me I'm cursed. I'm paranoid, I don't wanna make it any worse. Move!
You know, I thought a lot of, like, the 0 out of 10s, like the flat zeros I was seeing for this album were just kind of like, you know, it was kind of just like, oh, well, the album by default is a 0 because it's fallen in reverse and it's overproduced metal. No, the 0 out of 10s are justified. This is a misfire on every single level. This song, even just down to the writing, is fundamentally broken. It has the worst suicide metaphors ever. You have him being so pretentious throughout the entire track, constantly being like, oh, what if I do it? If I do it, then all the voices in my head, they'll be gone. And it's... Why am I even taking notes? The album doesn't deserve my change of method. I don't know. Taking notes is making for better after the fact thoughts on the song. But this definitely isn't the album where I should have done it. I should have saved it for the Nick Drake. This song... You say it's the worst on the album, I would be inclined to agree with you. This song is a 0. Oh, not to mention that bit where it has the freaking pitch down vocal effect, giving me, like, PTSD from, like, the worst moments of a Blurry Face. Hey, we're over halfway through the album now, though. That's right, we reached the halfway point. Next track, Bad Guy.
I'm the bad guy, I'm a savage, I'm obsessive, I'm dramatic.
Oh my god, we switched from Tom McDonald to MGK. We went from trash to trash.
I'm the bad guy, I got baggage, I am fucked up. I'm the bad guy, I'm a savage, I'm obsessive. He's the bad guy, he's a savage, he's obsessive, he's dramatic.
Okay, this has to be AI. That's not a human giving a performance. What is happening? What is happening?
It's nice to meet you.
Oh, the song just ends. Oh, Jesus Christ. We gotta watch the world burn next. The song just ends. So abruptly. He didn't know how to finish the track, so he was just like, yeah, just cut it off there. Well, that takes the cake for new worst song on the album. So we switched from Tom McDonald. We moved away from the Tom McDonald influence, but now we've moved on to MGK, ladies and gentlemen. We've moved on to MGK. The feature on Bad Guy was his girlfriend. Literally AI sounding feature. That's one of the bit, like, that little, she was only in there for a tiny little bit. She had like half a verse. But in that one little bit, she left maybe the biggest impression on this album. That impression being, you sound like a robot. The writing on this song too, he's criticizing people for calling out how like messed up his past is, and how and he's complaining about critics who like give genuine criticism to his music, like saying that they're all pathetic and idiots and hypocrites and stuff like that. It's like the most man-child throw in a tantrum like type writing ever. It's like, people call me out for being abusive and you call me out for making bad music. Wow. It's like, yeah, because you are an abuser and you make bad music. This is the new worst song so far. I would give this another flat 0. I didn't... After hearing the first song, I didn't think I thought that was going to be the worst that the album got. But it's somehow going even further down. You know what I'm saying? Watch the world burn.
I got voices in my head again, tread carefully, and I don't medicate, it helps me temporarily. Back with a message, I'm asking
back to Tom McDonald. Eminem ass bars. Eminem ass bars there. Oh, blurry face feature again. Exactly. Eminem flow. Oh my god. He literally said, I'm a lyrical typical supervillain. He literally did a lyrical spiritual miracle. This isn't even a terrible breakdown, it's just a boring one. And the song just cuts off again as well. This next song is called Trigger Warning, Jesus Christ. So this song starts off with an outdated sounding ass instrumental, going back into a Tom McDonald type flow. Oh, did the metal breakdowns come back here? Jesus Christ, it's so bad. If this album was to come out on vinyl, it should come out as a pure black vinyl. That's how dark my soul is. Nobody understands me. It's not a phase. Exactly. That's exactly how he's acting on this freaking album. And he goes into this terrible triplet flow with the Eminem sounding ass bars in there as well. He rips off Eminem a couple times throughout the span of this track. We get another blurry face feature doing this like, I got dirt on the whole industry. All I need to do is one tweet and everyone's done. And it's like, what is it then? You say that a lot, but you never do anything about it. Sounds like vain threats to me, to be honest. And you get into like this super villain persona thing where he's doing this evil villain laugh, going into this breakdown with glass shattering noises, and then the song just ends with a cut off. This is how Bring Me the Horizon haters hear their music, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I've heard Watch the World Burn before, but it's I forgot just how bad it was, because it has been a while since I've heard the song. I don't think I heard it since it came out. Low 0. Low 0. Trigger warning, ladies and gentlemen. This song is not for you snowflakes. No. Spotify doesn't even want me to hear the song. Give me a sec.
Freedom of speech. That's what they say.
Ronnie Radke has 4 influences on this album. He has 4 main influences in terms of artists. Tom McDonald, Eminem, MGK, and Imagine Dragons. Those are the big 4. He also is taking some influence from bad metalcore, but I'm not picking out any artists in specific. It more just feels like metalcore as a whole. Those are his 4 influences. It's Tom McDonald, MGK, Eminem, and Imagine Dragons. And it's just been circling round and round through the cycle of the same 4 sounds. And it's crushing my soul. Oh, we're doing Muse now. Okay, we're doing new Muse. Never mind. We've gone past Imagine Dragons to Muse. Pirate ass song. I'm sorry, that bit there, literally, he sounded exactly like Tom MacDonald. Like, even voice-wise. Like the way he was enunciating things. You could have told me that was Tom MacDonald and I would have believed you. Why is he ripping Tom MacDonald off so much? There's only 3 more songs. There's only 3 more songs that I need to get through and then I'm done. Only 3 more. Yeah, that one was another flat 0. I know I keep mentioning it, but why is he pulling from the Tom MacDonald box of tricks so much? Box of tricks, bag of tricks. He's pulling from the Tom MacDonald isms way too much. Like it was like him blended with Muse on that song. The synths on that track sounded so awful, and then you got that out of place piano at the end as well, with the stupid robotic effect that he was putting on his voice all throughout that track as well. That was one of the most unbearable so far. That was a flat 0. It could not be worse. Bottom of the barrel 0. Zombified. This is a rip-off of the riff from One Step Closer. The song even opens the same way that One Step Closer does. It's got the electronic sounds, it builds up. So good. I kind of just want an excuse to play that, to be honest. But it does sound basically the exact same. We are now going to the Linkin Park ripoffs, but worse, ladies and gentlemen. Linkin Park, but terrible. What song was I on? Was it Zombified? Yep.
Zombified. Cause they are the voices in your head. Their cats are Lincoln. They won't stop till everybody's will never let go. Something you said 10 years ago. Their cats are Lincoln.
Yep. Why is this song ripping off Linkin Park so much? Do you know something I've noticed? A lot of his singing is reminding me of, like, at certain points, it's reminding me of Brendan Urie. And a lot of the falsetto stuff with the way the vocals are layered is reminding me of, like, Panic at the Disco. I guess. But I don't feel like the lack of something that's terrible is necessarily a positive. It just means one less negative. Sure, there's no rapping, but that just leaves us with the bad metalcore. That song was just a blatant Linkin Park ripoff. It just sounded like a bad version of One Step Closer if it was a right-wing centrist anthem. Centrism, by the way, guys. He's in the center. He doesn't pick a side, guys. He's not picking a side. Yeah, terrible cancellation bars. The programmed drums that I feel like are meant to sound like they're from a death song. Like, you got, like, the double ride cymbals going along with the double kick. At certain points, the fills remind me a lot of the fills that were on Death. But just blatantly programmed and so quantized to the point where you can tell it's not a human doing it. You have the grunting that reminds me of David Draymond from Disturbed. Man, this is torture. This album is torture. This is really bad. Flat 0. Flat 0. Two more to go. No Fear is another worst song contender. Brilliant. Love to hear that. No Fear. Nowadays, people are too afraid to say what's on your minds, like stepping on a landmine. More cancellation. If the shoe fits, then prove it. You do a lot of talking, but you're not gonna do shit. My fuse fit. You just hypocritical. I talk about equality, but I'm not included. I think it's funny and ironic, and it's pretty amusing. He's oppressed. Guys, he's so oppressed. You want to talk about equality? I'm not included. You guys say that I need to be shunned for my abusive past. You are not oppressed, you are an abuser. Different things.
Everybody that I know truly knows you're baloney, and people throwing accusations at me knowing it's phony.
Oh my god, he threw in the word baloney for the sake of getting the rhyme. He just compared himself to Genghis Khan and Jeffrey Dahmer. He just said, let me read this bar, by the way, because it's terrible. Either conquer every genre like I'm Genghis Khan, or chop you like a helicopter into 60 pieces like I'm Jeffrey Dahmer. What, are you a helicopter or are you Jeffrey Dahmer? Are you like a helicopter or are you like Jeffrey Dahmer? Which one is it? You can't... the bar doesn't work if it's both. Yeah. That might be the new worst one. This album somehow... Oh, my hair. This album somehow steadily declines, even though every song has been a flat 0. It's like, it can't get worse from this. And then it does. The cancellation bars on this song are so bad. He's like, bring enough stuff I did 10 years ago. It's like, that's not why people don't like you, dude. They don't like... It's not that they don't like you because of the stuff you say on Twitter. They don't like you because you are an abusive narcissist. That's different. Different things. You have him saying that he's oppressed. Yeah, dude, you are a multi-millionaire musician, white guy with the most loyal stan base of idiots on the planet. You are so easily able to manipulate them. You're not oppressed. You got like desperate rhyming schemes throughout the track as well, where he's like using the word baloney, calling someone baloney for the sake of getting the rhyme. And then it just... This feels like, I think the term is it window dressing? It feels like he's like window dressing these styles. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the term. I don't know. I'm probably using that in the wrong context, but I think that's correct. That was the worst one so far. That was the most unbearable. Definitely. It's nearly over though. We're at the final track. And now we end it with the most boring Papa Roach cover that possibly could have been made. Yep, we have a cover of Papa Roach's Last Resort, which is already a bad song. But then we have a Falling in Reverse cover of it. And it's nearly 5 minutes. Sounds like Let It Go. Wait, the piano sounds exactly like fucking Let It Go from Frozen. That's crazy. I don't even need to take notes for this. I already know my thoughts. Yeah, the original one's bad, but it's a fun bad song. This is not a fun bad song. Oh, the strings. Gross. Remember to all of you who want to know how to sing well, if you sing loud, that means it's good. Loud always means good. Maybe it's still terrible. Oh my god, is it over? Oh my god, it's over. I'm free. I'm free. How long have I been recording for it's been over an hour of me listening to this goddamn album and I'm finally free. Okay, final thoughts. That is one of the worst covers maybe in history. That cover is terrible. What is going on with my hair? God damn it, how are people going to take me seriously when I look like a complete idiot? That is one of the worst covers I have ever heard. It takes an already bad song and makes it boring. It is one of the worst examples of a cinematic closer in any album ever. Ronnie Radke's vocals suck ass. He goes with the I will sing loudly as an excuse for sounding good, and it does not work. It is so blatantly obvious that that's what he's doing, and it falls flat on its face. This song is a 0, one of the worst covers I have heard in my life. Utter ass. Terrible. One of the worst closers possible as well. What do I think of the album? This album is a misfire in every single way possible. It is one of the most awkward blends of metal, trap, and pop punk in history. Ronnie Radke's singing and rapping throughout this album is unbearable. His rhyming schemes suck. The blatant ripoffs from Tom MacDonald to MGK to Eminem to Imagine Dragons to Linkin Park all are just so blatant. He doesn't even try and hide that he's ripping these artists off. The awful, like, introduction of other styles as well. Like, he tries to do some orchestral stuff, and he tries to bring in country on one of the songs, and it just doesn't work. He doesn't have any respect for any of the styles that he's trying to incorporate, and for that reason, he just does what he thinks good versions of those styles sound like, and they end up feeling corny and forced. I didn't even talk about the writing. Oh my god, the writing. The constant talking about him being cancelled, even though he abuses his girlfriend. He constantly talks about how people aren't allowed to speak their mind, and he constantly is getting upset at critics for not liking his music, and it's like, maybe if you didn't have such terrible takes, and maybe if you made good music, that wouldn't happen. I am feeling a low 0 on this album. A low 0. This is one of the worst releases of the entire year, maybe one of the worst of the decade so far. This album is all of the things I hate the most about any of the genres that have been incorporated. It has all of my least favorite things about pop punk, it has all my least favorite things about metal, and it has all of my least favorite things about trap music. All combined into one disgusting, mutated amalgamation of an album. This is just bad. And that's all I have to say. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. We're on our way to 2K. Let me know what other albums you would like me to listen to in the future. There are links in the description to my Discord, my album of the year, my second channel, and my Twitter. Make sure you check all of those out if you haven't yet. Oh yeah, let me know what you thought of the album down below as well. That's the other thing I have to say. Did you somehow find yourself liking this album? Or did you, like the vast majority of people, hate it? Let me know down below. Interested to see your thoughts. And I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye-bye.